Hello and welcome to the 8th round of the URL-GT3 Championship. We are in Austria at the Red Bull Ring. Let's quickly have a look at the qualifying results. Qualifying was held in damp conditions. It was raining quite hard, so the guys went out there as quickly as possible, and this is also why the times are so spread out. Miguel Santiago Carao took the pole, 6/10 in front of Sten Mikkel Olsen. So a big gap. He clearly had a very good lap there in qualifying. Then from 2 to P6, just half a second separating those, Nikola Simic in 6th. Then newcomer Mike Trussler qualifying in 11th, just behind Manlio Liguori. Alex Scott qualified in 14th. Dragan Kosanic was the slowest of the qualifiers with a 1:42.3. But everything is possible on this track. It always provides very nice action and a lot of passing opportunities. So let's have a look at the race. So Miguel Santiago Carao on the right in the black Lamborghini. Let's see how they get away. Mikko Korkiakowski from 4th has a very good start, squeezes between Reinhard Berger and Sten Mikkel Olsen. It's very clean further down the back. So let's see how they go through turn 1. Santiago Carao keeps his first position, but Peter Bacchus we see going off a little bit, losing a position. Florian Kutz is side by side there. And in the front, Mikko in the middle of the track, looking around the outside of turn 2 for Miguel. They're side by side now. Florian Kutz also with Michal Klisch, side by side. Let's see who will take P1 after turn 3. Very difficult with these cold brakes, of course. And it's Mikko taking P1, so qualified in P4, but dry conditions for the start of the race playing to his hand, of course. Reinhard Berger in 3rd, Sten Mikkel Olsen in 4th, then Nikola Simic in 6th, behind Florian Kutz, Michal Klisch in 7th, and Alex Funnel in 8th. There's a nice train of cars, no big incidents in lap 1, so very nicely done by everyone. Alex Scott, Alex Funnel's teammate, is already in 11th, and this is the second lap, so Sten Mikkel Olsen behind Reinhard Berger and Miguel Santiago Carao, and Reinhard is looking very quick in the Audi R8. Let's see if he can brake late enough to take it around the outside. Sten Mikkel Olsen is also having a look, has to slot in behind, but Miguel stayed in front. Miguel is defending the inside line. Berger brakes later and locks up, but keeps it round the outside, and the Audi is a bit quicker on a straight line, and Berger has the inside line for the next turn, so it should be his corner. And also Steen goes through, and he slightly hits Miguel behind him. We will see that later on. Just a small tap. Further down the back, this is also beginning of lap 2, Mike Trussler, newcomer. Big welcome to him in P13 behind Manlio Liguori. I'm sorry, this is Fabio Bartolai. Further in front we see what happened before. We have Greg Metcalf in front as well, and Mike Trussler now going for the inside line into turn 3. We'll see plenty of the action in front after this little battle. Fabio Bartolai moves across to defend the inside line. Can Mike do the same as Berger? No, he has to take the long way around for the next corner. Will be very tough. Side by side, who can get on the power earliest? It's Mike, but he has to double back, of course, to not hit Fabio. And here in front we see Miguel slotting in back in 11th after his small tap from Sten Mikkel Olsen. Here is Alex Van El in 6th, passing Florian Kutz, or at least he's side by side with him. We'll ride with Florian Kutz now and see. Yes, so Alex Van El up to 5th, and there in 4th position, the red Audi, is Nikola Simic. So nice drive for him in the opening laps. Peter Bakus is behind Michal Klisch in 8th position. Still very nice train of cars, no big incidents, putting people out of contention. Greg Metcalf is in 10th and Miguel Santiago Carao, as we saw, in 11th. Mike Tussler still battling with Manuel Liguori. Sorry, it was Manlio before as well. Oh, Mike is also looking at Miguel's position, P11. And also Florin Manolace and Angelo Guidici are joining the fun. Dragan Kosanic is not too far back. Let's see if Angelo can pull off a move here on Florin. He can't, but he's looking very quick here in the McLaren. Dubravko Brezanjic, Mike Greatrix at 18th. Then Olivier Duplessis lost a bit of ground. Sandro Donadel and Fabio Bartolai battling for the last positions, but battling hard as well. Mikko Korkiakowski, as we saw, took a good start and is now followed by Reinhard Berger. A couple of seconds the gap, but let's see if he can close it down. Nikola Simic up to 3rd. He passed Sten Mikkel Olsen, Florian Kutz in 5th, Alex Van El in 6th, and Florian Kutz here in front of the two teammates, making a spin, small tap here from Alex Scott, but he gets P5. This was a spin from Florian Kutz, who slots in just behind Miguel Santiago Carao, we see, and Alex Van El, the two teammates, having a look at each other into turn 1. Let's hope they keep it clean. Greg Metcalf is now up their tail together with Peter Bakus. They will want to see something happening. Alex Van El up the inside. Can he make it? He makes it through, so P5 for Alex Van El. Florian Kutz with Mike Trussler and Miguel Santiago Carao still a couple of laps further. Miguel is now up to P9 after small mistakes from people. And Florian Kutz is looking around the outside and he's already in front by the time we get to turn 3. So position gained after his spin. Luckily no big damage to his car. Now also further down the field, battles are raging on. Olivier Duplessis looking inside to take the position. P16 from Mike Greatrix, but he will not leave it at that. And also Dubravko Brezanjic and Sandro Donadel battling for 17th position. Let's see if Dubravko can stick it around the outside. Sando is a bit slow on the apex, but he can get on the throttle. Small tap, some door banging, but Dubravko has the better line here, it seems. So he's in front. Now back to that battle in front. So we have Alex Scott, Alex Van El, Greg Metcalf, Peter Bakus, and slightly behind Miguel Santiago Carao. This is a battle that will rage on for the whole race. And Greg Metcalf now going side by side with Alex Scott into turn 2, the hairpin. And he gets the move done. Can Alex Scott take a look up the inside for the next turn? He has to try. He has to try and keep that cushion for his teammate. And Metcalf is also looking at Alex Van El's position now, so he's clearly a bit faster than these guys a bit. And we also see Alex Scott making a very early pit stop. So let's see how that strategy plays out for him. Still Greg Metcalf, a couple of laps later, still didn't make it past. He's looking left, right and center. And Alex Funnel now a small slide out of the turn, and Greg Metcalf can put it alongside, but he's on the outside for the turn, so he will have to wait to make the pass. Peter Bacchus is not too far back, so whenever these two might collide, let's hope not, of course. Alex takes the inside line. Here they come flashing by Alex Funnel, and Peter Bacchus has now closed up on Greg Metcalf as well. And here we see Miguel Santiago Carao locking the brakes, spinning out and losing a couple of position and also his front splitter. So going from bad to worse for him. Starting from pole, Peter Bacchus now passing Alex Funnel, who went into the gravel at the last turn, and Manuel Liguori doesn't quite have the top speed to get alongside Alex Funnel, but he's very close indeed, so if he can pick up the draft here. So just before the pit stops, it's Mikko Korkiakowski in first, Reinhard Berger closely following him, close down the gap, Nikola Simic in third, very nice, Sten Mikael Olsen in fourth, Greg Metcalf as we saw, Peter Bacchus behind him, Alex Funnel, Manuel Liguori, Angelo Guidici in ninth, Dragan Kosanic in 10th, Florin Manolace, Mike Trussler in 12th, Alex Scott in 13th after his pit stop already, then Dubravko Brezanjic following him in closely now, Olivier Duplessis, Mike Greatrix, and he has to let Mikko and Reinhard through. Then Florian Kutz, Miguel Santiago Carao, Michal Klisch is now coming into the pits, Sando Donadel and Fabio Bartolai. Now I can tell you that Alex Scott made an early pit stop, we saw that, and that he had started on softs and now put on his medium tires to complete the race. And just before the two leading cars were pit stopping, Reinhard Berger made this mistake, which put him 4 or 5 seconds down on Mikko Korkiakowski after the pit stops as well. Greg Metcalf still looking at Sten Mikael Olsen, so Greg Metcalf and Peter Bacchus had a better stop than Sten, and they're now right up his tail for P3. So the podium spots here, still battling it out. Nikola Simic unfortunately lost some positions in the pits and made some mistakes, so he's out of contention for the podium. And it's Greg Metcalf passing Sten and also Peter Bacchus going through after a small mistake, went a bit wide. And we saw Alex Scott here in the background, so he pitted early. We're on board with him now. Pitted early, and he now has his medium tires while Peter Bacchus goes off, so he gets that position in a gift wrap. Up to P5 now. Can he close the guys in front down? They're on worn tires. They didn't change tires in the pit stops. A lot of drivers didn't, and Alex Scott makes the move around the outside of Sten Mikael Olsen, and he gets it completed. He's on the inside for the next sweeping left-hander, so he should be able to keep this position on fresher rubber. Now in the car with Alex Scott, looking at a podium spot. He will repeat the move that he did on Sten Mikael Olsen. They're side by side. Can he keep it around the outside with superior grip? Small slide, but still he gets his car side to the side of Greg Metcalf and has the inside for the next turn. So two identical moves, and Alex got up to P3. That strategy really paid off for him. In the second stint, Michal Klisch made a move here on Florin Manolace on the long straight leading up to the hairpin. Very close, and a slight mistake from Florin, and Michal Klisch goes through for P12. By the end of the race, Reinhard Berger had closed down on Mikko Korkiakowski. He was now down to half a second, but the laps ran out. So Reinhard Berger will finish in second, Mikko Korkiakowski in first, Alex Scott, then Greg Metcalf in fourth, Sten Mikkel Olsen. Still battling with Peter Bacchus. I can tell you that there will probably not be any position switch, although Peter is very eager to take that position. Last turn, and Steen keeps it clean. So P7, Alex Funnel, just a bit behind those guys. Miguel Santiago Caru, the pole sitter, in 8th, Mike Trussler in 9th. Manlio Liguori ran out of fuel, he's in 10th. Angelo Gudici in 11th. Nikola Simic already passed the line in 12th, Michal Klisch 13, Florin Manolace 14, Dragan Kosanic 15, Olivier Duplessis 16th, Dubravko Brezanjic in 17th, 18th, Sando Donadel, then Fabio Bartolai, Mike Greatrix. So Florian Kutz was in 20th position. Here are the results from A1 ring, and very nice race. Very close battles, and Mikko Korkiakowski taking the win with his Mosler. Then all what's left for me is to invite you next week. We're traveling to Belgium, not too far from Austria, and we're going to Spa-Francorchamps for the 9th round of the URL-GT3 Championship. So it's money time for the championship contenders. Let's see what happens at Spa. See you next week.